Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Saving Grandads Farm. My name, as always, is Alex. I hope you're doing very, very well. But today, it's Sunday. Today is different. Today, I am coming to you live, it seems. Simulation for the Nation is kind of making sure everything is going through well. Passing me some bits and pieces through a little headset that I'm wearing. And we are able to, well, bring you my morning, really. And before we do that, I just want to say, apparently there are a lot of you in chat. There are already 32 of you already, which is pretty cool. So hello and welcome to each and every one of you. I can't see each and individual one of you, but what we will do is get cracking along. And we've got a lot of things that I want to do today. I want to bring you along for the ride. We're going to have a bit of a walk around as we feed up this morning there. We've got a few things to do. We're going to show you where we are with the farm, really, what's happening and the plans for the future as well, in some of the aspects of the yard. So it's going to be exciting. First time really for us to do this, so I hope you do enjoy. Do ask any questions down in the comments there, and I will hear of any good ones through the chat, and Sim will let me know there. But I hope you're all doing very well. Welcome along to everybody as well. It's great to have you all here. So we're going to walk through the orchard field first. What we're going to do is today we need to go feed the pigs up. A few things to do over there. We've got to look after all the orchard field greenhouses here. As you can see, there are many of them, all of which need a little bit of attention. I need a little bit of filling up with some of the muck in there as well. We've got a bit of drilling to do later on. We've got a new cheap bit of kit we have to buy as a bit of a necessity, so we need to have a look at that one as well and see how it goes. And yeah, we'll get ourselves going there. But I hope you're all doing very well. It's Sunday morning for me here. I hope you are you're having a good Sunday. That, by the way, is on there because, well, that's been sold. That and the acrobat need to go under there soon, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, there's a bit of a walk around the yard here first, really. This new shed's got everything kind of tucked away into it. All this stuff we don't need now for the winter. Got a little bit of space left here because the drill needs to come in. But this is our new bit of kit. We had to buy a straw bedder. I wasn't very happy about having to do it, but it's cost me about 2.5–3 grand. Not very big, but it will do for the pigs. For anyone who's been watching recently, we've taken on 50 pigs now, and that number's going to increase, so we needed something to be able to bed them up with, and this is going to do it for us here as well. And that is all looking pretty darn good. Apparently I got a question there from Mike Late saying, what is the shed called with the front stacker and bales in? I don't know which front stacker you're referring to there. Sorry there, Michael. But yeah, we'll have a look, see. So yeah, what we're going to do, go and grab the Merlot, check in with the pigs this morning, get the water going for those, get the water going in the orchard field here as well. The sheep are looking good and fit this morning, and we're all cracking along. So yeah, like I say, lots to do. I'm excited to kind of have you live along so you can kind of see what I'm doing as we're milling around here. And what is a beautiful morning here on Six Ashes. We started yesterday doing a little bit of drilling, some rye actually, in the backfield there. So we've got a little bit more of that to catch up with, and we'll get that one done later on today. And then, yeah, well, that's pretty much, we've got one more field of drilling to do after that, and that, from a starting point at least, that's all my own drilling done, which is pretty cool. There's nothing coming. I need a gate on my new shed here. But for anyone who hasn't been with us recently, this is our pig shed. It's finished. We were able to pay for it, and we're looking good. So we're going to just jump on into the mill. I don't know why I left this here late last night. I probably shouldn't have, given that there's a bit of a wave of crime around here, as many of you will remember. But yeah, let's just get this dropped off here. And then yeah, on with the day. So how's everyone's day going? What is going on today? Simulation for the Nation wanted me to say as well that there will be a regular stream coming up later on today, whatever that means. He'll be bringing that one to you at his usual time he mentioned, so do stick around for that. What I do need to do is just make sure that's all in. So, got a list of people just coming through that I need to say hello to in my ear. So we're going to start with Elite Farming and Peter as well. Donald's there, Jade Ashley's there as well. A nameless ghoul who, of memory, says the gentleman who I sold one of the counties to back in the day. So that's nice to see. Welcome along. Hope the county is treating you well. Yeah, anyone else coming in there? Oh, Chris is in there as well, apparently. Good to see you, sir. Okay, we'll let that fill up. Okay, and then as you can see in here is our happy little pigs. They've got everything they need in here, and they tend to spend a bit more of the time outside at the moment, basking in the sunshine really, which is fine by me. I have been thinking more about what we can do for a shed and storage area around here, because obviously I need somewhere to store bales and feed and all that good stuff. So What's to see? Let's just get around there. Jump over. There you go. Yeah, like I say, I hauled in a whole load of muck yesterday for the orchard field from a neighbouring cattle farmer, so we need to go in and move that around a little bit, which we'll do. So we'll just creep around the side. There you go. I must say a huge thank you to everyone who is watching there. It's great to see you all enjoying me as I plod along with the farm. It's been fantastic to get to kind of share my journey here with you as we develop it. A bit of a backstory here to this original farm. My granddad took it over really in the late 60s, where he was working. It was a smaller farm really, but he was working on his own with he and my grandma really. And then after that, for a while there, he kept going until his health deteriorated to the point where he wasn't able to actually run the farm properly back in the day. And that was in the 90s really. The farm lay dormant through the early 2000s as a neighbouring farmer took over the land really and just farmed the land and didn't really do anything with the buildings, which started to slowly fall apart really. They were looking dilapidated at best. So they were left there and the farm was just kept as it was. And then I decided to come back from London and to take it on and see where we could go. And yeah, it seems to be going well. So far it's taken a lot of time, work. There's been quite a bit of hardship along the way, but it seems like now we're getting there. Oh, we have to pull into there a little bit more. Sim says for me to say hello to Anna Modern as well. Welcome along. I hope you're doing very well, sir. Okie dokie. That's just done. So what we need to do now is we're gonna go and we need to spend a little bit of time with our orchard. The orchard actually supplies the farm with quite a stable revenue stream. A lot of really good strong crops of apples coming off here. So once we get these potatoes cleared up as well, we're going to look to get some more trees into here because has been going really well. So we'll look to continue that. What we will do is just see about chucking a bit of water down here because it's been quite dry of late, so that's not really helping much with us for our for the continued growth of anything really. Kane Sim has told me to tell you that he uses a Logitech G29. Again, I'm not sure what that means. Okay, and then like I say, you can see that pile of muck there that we carted in. That's going to be great for us just to be able to kind of put a bit around the ground here, put some into the greenhouses as well because they're all going to need that. The crops that we're getting out of the greenhouses are great, but they do need constant attention really. Which is why we're also not going to be doing much any main regular crops of potatoes because the greenhouses are doing so darn well. And now where's the next one I need to get that one done there. Go which side's easy to get on? I can never remember. I think what we'll do is we'll bring the Weidman out after this. Nice and easy to get cracking along with. Always good fun. What else does everybody have planned for their day today? What else are we going to be working on with you? Hopefully I can get everything I need to get done fairly soon because what I'd like to think is that, you know what, we'll actually leave that for now. We'll go and crack on with the greenhouses. I'd like to think that once we can get this done, I can have an afternoon off, catch up on the rest of the Tour de France. And then, yeah, we'll be good. But as long as I get the rest of the rye in the ground there and get ready for one field of wheat that we need to put in tomorrow, everything's been worked over. It is now just a case really of getting the drill going on the old Massey. Here you go. We'll fill that one up first. While that's doing its thing, let's go on out. Okay, so yeah, like I say, we're selling off some of the old gear here. I got a buyer coming in for that. It's probably just going to go for scrap, to be honest there, but we don't need it. I don't particularly want to have it lying around. The old Acrobat's going to go. We're going to keep the old mole plow because that's really handy. This old cultivator we'll keep. I haven't used it since we first started, really, when I was on the back of one of the counties, but we'll keep hold of it. But what we are going to use now, we do need to have a bit of a decision about what we're doing with the bees. It's just not been as productive as one would perhaps have hoped, so it's a conversation that we'll need to have at some point. But there's also been a bit of bee theft, not necessarily on my farm, but people have been stealing bee boxes, which I find stunning and hard to believe, but here we go. Unfortunately, this is where we are these days. Now, where is my forks? This. The British Grand Prix is on, apparently. Is that right? Good lord, it's been a while since I've watched that. It's the final days of the tour, though. It's I put a lot of effort into that when I kind of been recording it and trying to get back to watch it all. So yeah, we need to keep up to date with that one. Going over, see if it's over by the sheep. Sheep are looking well, though, by the way. They're just kind of happy, ticking along. Give them a bale of hay and leave them with it. My fork's missing. That's weird. Apparently so. Unfortunately, it's becoming more and more of a thing these days. Who would have thought? Pretty depressing that is the case, but you know, we'll have to find out where I left those. Where I left my forks. Interesting one. Go back to that. One of those things, we'll just have to find those. So we'll move the mailer around. We can use that for now. If we really have to, we can get cracking along. Gotta say hello to Michael123 apparently as well. What's going on, my friend? Welcome on in. And as I was mentioning there as well, Sim will be coming to you at his regular time later on in the day. He is getting something ready for that one apparently. I don't know what that means. But yeah, so we currently have a nice little setup where he is talking to me through my little headset I'm wearing and streaming everything through the GoPro that I've got on. So I didn't know that was possible, but here we are. So it's actually working well. And get around there a little bit more. That's why we wanted to get a Merlot in, because originally, if you remember, we had the old Fiat on here and it was just a little too awkward. Four-wheel steer on a Merlot is just what the doctor ordered. Nameless Ghoul says that he's experiencing a lot more vandalism than anything else. That's disappointing to hear. How's the weather for everybody? Apparently Harold Boy is suffering there, and to be honest, it has been miserably hot at times. Miserably hot. I feel sorry and thoughts going out to all those folks in Europe who are suffering with adverse weather conditions. I think it's only fair to say that. It really does seem to be tricky, so I hope that is going well for you folks, and I hope you're all safe and well out there if you are suffering from those. Yeah, here in the UK where we are here, it is... In the Midlands, it's pretty difficult. Pretty difficult. Okay, so we'll leave. We're going to do the sheep as well, actually. Need a bit of water. And then what we'll do is we'll just go and play with the new bedding, because the pigs need a little bit more straw down there. Oh, get up the hill. I don't have anybody working with me here yet to answer Jade's question. No, it is just me on my own little setup here. There's not enough work at the moment. To be honest, I don't need the 3 tractors. I bought the 3rd one because I wanted a bigger tractor and, you know, couldn't really part with anymore. Couldn't really face doing that, so that's what's happened there. Okay, on off. There we go. So there's a lot happened really. If you look at this field in particular here, since we first started, there's an awful lot changed with it really. It's you know, this field was just a grass paddock really, which came with the farmhouse, but we've added so much to it. You know, the greenhouses are here, the wall we extend now, that we put a sheep pasture in as well, and it's just really become a lot more productive. Let's go around the other side, I think. But yeah, it's great to see. It's really good to see. I think it's just, if we'd kept this as a grass field, if we were renting it out or whatever, it just wouldn't, it wasn't the same. Okay, just like a tip of a bit of muck at the base of each of the trees here, just to kind of allow it to have a chance, really, more than anything. Drawdown, particularly when there's when it is dry here and there's not much moisture coming through, there's a little bit of moisture in the muck there as well, so that always helps out. But yeah, we do need to make sure everything is all taken care of. Another bucket load that, and then we'll stick some into the greenhouse as well, and that's kind of done. Apparently there are 37 of you watching here today. Thank you everyone, welcome along. I really do appreciate you all joining us today. Just kind of bringing you along for a ride really as we get cracking through here. If you have any questions about how the farm's coming along or any future plans, do drop them in the chat there and Sim will find them. That looks okay. We'll do. It'll do. We'll go and drop this into one of the bins. Jake Bowes has a good question there apparently. Sim says that it will be probably in he said something about November. Apparently. Something news coming in November, so apparently it'll be around then. There's one full. Ooh, a good question from Gould. The 8140 is doing well. Mechanically, it's sound. It's on the drill at the moment. We're going to be going out and picking up from where we left off recently. Oh, well, last night when we started, actually. As soon as we get the drilling finished, we're going to be moving across onto some, under a little bit of restoration work for it, because all the heavy work will be done for that. We don't need to worry too much about having to lug the drill around. None of my other machines will be able to pull that thing. Well, the case maybe, but the Massey's the best one. So yeah, it needs to do a lot of body work. It needs to be tidied up. It needs to be resprayed. It needs just a little bit of attention, a bit of TLC. So that's what we're going to do. Just as soon as we get all the land work done. And yeah, it'll look different tractors for it. I'm absolutely sure. But yeah, power-wise, it's great. And mechanically-wise, the engine is just singing over. Serviced it when we got it there. There's no major issues as of yet. So yeah, it's good. It's very, very good. Thank you. All right then. Brian Sim says, "What's up? How are you?" You never know there, Elite. You never know. Apparently he's been asking about the Claydon drill. I saw some brochures about that one. Pretty interesting. We've got a similar model at the moment there. It's a bit older. If we ever see the need to really up our capacity, then hey, you never know. Does look like a smart drill, those Claydons though. That looks like it's pretty good, and the onions there. Let's see if we need any more in here, shall we? Yep. Pretty good. Never hurts, Gould, never hurts. Okay, there we go. Alright, so let's go and drop this bucket off. We're going to pick up the new bale shredder and have a bit of a look at that and see how it works. We had to pick that one up, like I say, it was a unforeseen expenditure, but I think it makes a bit of sense. Fortunately, these kind of things aren't too expensive, really. That works out pretty well for us, which I'm happy about. Bucket there. Also, it's worth pointing out as well, we had a young man by the name of NM Engineering come in and do a little bit of work for us here. Built up that block wall there, made us, and then kind of bodged up the hole in the roof. This is a bit of a storage area. It's going to be a honey room for all our bees, and it's still kind of used to that to a degree. But what we'll do is we'll just pick this up, and I'm going to have a quick look at some of the plans that we have for around the yard here. I mean, these are long-term plans. This is nothing going to happen in the immediate future by any stretch. It would seem that they may have sent me the wrong bit. They may have said I can't attach that. What's happening? Pull back ever so slightly. Yeah, it looks like that one's not going to quite fit onto here. We'll have to have a look into that and see what is what's happening there. But we'll. Looks like they've sent me the wrong bracket on there. Because this was actually just crane lifted off. I didn't see it arrive yesterday. I was out with the drill, so that's frustrating. We'll have to look into that one. Never goes according to plan these days, it would seem. But yeah, let me just have a stop here anyway. Apparently, Sim has said that Ghoul's got a demo JCB. To be honest, I don't think we need one. The Merlot does everything we need. I feel like I got that for a really good price. I don't really feel like I need to go higher at the moment. But yeah, maybe I'll keep that in mind. But the reason why we'll come around into this little grass, meadowy, woodland area really behind the buildings here is that there's a bit of my next plan, if and when we can afford it, is to change this land here. And what that would look like, jump over the trailer. I want to put a grain shed, a bigger grain silo into here. I want to be able to actually store, 500 ton plus of grain. The idea was to store some in the new shed over here, which we can still do to a degree in that shed, but just not as much as I'd like. And also turns out I have a lot of gear that we need to store in places. So as you can see for the farm really, as we start to get bales stacked up everywhere for the livestock and to sell, not much space, so we need a bit of we need a different solution. So I'd love to get some kind of grain storage system, some bins maybe. I know it's a bit of a lesser used system here in the UK, but maybe it would still work here. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what that looks like. But also, this is an old lean-to which is doing absolutely nothing to me these days. I'm tempted to tear that down at one point, and then maybe even tear it down and then whack in a new workshop, I think. I mean, if you look at this building here, it's not really doing a great deal, so we'll be curious to see what we could do with that. But that's the plan. The little hedge line around the side is working well. The trees have really started to take and they're starting to grow along now. Of course, none of this was here when we took over, nor was the fence line there. So we did a little bit of work just to make this a bit more secluded, really, to hide it away and keep it as it should be, a little bit more private, really, which seems to be doing well. So happy with that indeed. So we'll have to see. And yeah, we've got a few different things that we've obviously built several new sheds, picked up some really cheap Dutch barns there, and got a local firm to come in and install those. They did a cracking job of that, may I say. And then yeah, with this little wooden shed as well, just does really well to store things in. Really, the farm, the shed itself, the farm just consisted of these little buildings here, and you may recall it was a bit run down at that as well. So it's nice to have a little bit of a different option and give us plenty of storage space. The old combine in here needs its winter service. As soon as we get everything else done from a crop standpoint there, we will be looking to get in and have a bit of a change up with this, services all over that. It works well. It's not the quickest by any stretch there, but it still did everything we need just about today. So it will be, we need to kind of service it all down there. It'll get washed over in the spring before we use it again. But it's got quite a large output. The capacity is fairly big for a machine of its age, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, and then obviously all of our newer equipment's all kept inside. Still haven't got the doors hung. They haven't arrived yet. They got lost in shipping somewhere, so God knows where they are at the moment. Keep checking in with the supplier and haven't heard anything. But this is all kind of new equipment to me, which I do really like. You know, the new mower, the new plow, the baler, which is the latest addition here, of course, and then the cultivator in the background there. So, and the front press as well. So that's really good to see. Love that. Love keeping everything in. Of course, the drill will go into here as well when we're all done. It's an expensive toy shop in that shed there, that's for sure. So what we're going to do now, we have to go and fulfill an order this morning. So a couple of different questions Sim is telling me. First of all, I've got to say hello to Scott, William, and to the Gaming Farmer. They've all joined into the chat there. Welcome along, everybody. I hope you're doing very well. It's great to have you on board. We are going to go and take a little load down. Last load of onions that we've harvested have to go to the distribution to the wholesaler, so they can get those shipped out to where they need to go. So we need to go for a bit of a ride to do that one. So we'll take the case. We loaded these all up last night, so we're good to go there. And then London Going Electric apparently has asked a question as well. Is there going to be any new machines coming soon? At the moment, I haven't got the budget to. I mean, apart from the bale shredder that we have there, that was the last one, but they've clearly shipped the wrong one to me, so I need to get that swapped around, which we'll do. But that was an essential, really, just so we could actually keep a hold and look after and maintain the pigs properly. But I think that's going to be it for now. What do you think of my stack, by the way? That is all of the field grass bales that we took from the reclaimed field over at the far end of the land that we own here. So looking really good, very happy and very pleased with how that came off. That will be sold soon, and we're just waiting for some good bids coming in, because right now the market for fodder is going crazy, absolutely bonkers. So I'm hoping that we can capitalize on that one a bit more. But yeah, out into the case we go. I love this machine. It's a great tractor for us here. I want to try and get a little bit more work for it over the winter. I don't know what that would quite consist of yet, but I feel like there's a great opportunity for it to earn its keep here. Let's go around the corner this way. And this is one of the main staple incomes for our farm here, is selling our produce off to the wholesaler. Now, we did have an issue with Lansdowne Associates there, where we had to kind of stop providing them directly, which we did. And it's that was a bit of a chunk of income lost, but we're managing, we're getting through it, so we're doing okay. And yeah, hopefully we'll see some continued improvement. We seem to see a lot more suppliers coming to us now, and we're just gonna have a quick look at this field as well before we go down. And now, regular viewers may remember. Now, this field we took on, we invested into this field here, and we put into the same field grass that we had on, that we harvested on the other reclaimed field. We're going to try and bring this back into a bit more of a nature, a pasture, really. It's a bit wet in the middle of this field. You can see where the low-lying ground is, following those trees through there. So what we're going to be doing is putting that into a little bit more of a wetland reserve. We're not going to we drained the top side, and we're going to leave this side as it is. And just see what happens there. We might put a few more wild grassland seeds into here as well, and just let it take over, see what it does. But we'll still look to try and get a little bit off here. The scheme that we've enrolled this into is part of our environmental management, allows me to cut this once a year. So we're not going to do anything to it. We're going to let it grow. We're going to let it be what it wants to be, and it will when it's all ready to go, we'll cut it. Probably, I think the earliest I'm allowed to cut it is actually going to be early July. So this time next year, really, we'll probably have another crop off it, and that's all we're going to do to it. You know, and we'll see how it goes from there. I'm intrigued to see what it does when we don't touch it. Obviously, there's a few weeds and flowers coming in, which is fine. We'll just leave those be. But yeah, there's a lot of potential here. So, you know, some of the soil in this field is not very good. Some parts are really, really heavy clay, and some parts are not quite so bad. So, rather than have to put a lot of effort into fixing it, a lot of inputs, we're just going to leave it, and we're going to let it do what it wants to do, and we'll just cut a crop of hay or haylage off it once a year, and we'll be fine. That does look pretty good though, doesn't it? Okie dokie then. So, and we come. Fortunately, I'm very lucky that we're here and we're so close to the distribution center that we can actually easily and readily sell everything that we need to when the time comes. It means that that's the whole ability for us to try and transform the business was built off the back of the location of everything, so that works really well. Message from Sim to say hello to Not Lad YT. Welcome along. Hope you're doing very well. Thanks for joining us here today. If you are new into this, I guess this is a stream. My name is Alex. This is Saving Grandads Farm, the live stream, really. So yeah, we decided to strap a GoPro onto my head there and take you along for a ride of what we're doing in the morning there. So it's all up and down and all over the place, but it's great. Great to have you all on board. I hope you are enjoying it. If you have any questions about how our farm's going, don't forget that. Drop them in the comments, and Sim, who is skimming through everything, will make sure everything looks good. And don't forget as well, he will be coming back with a regular stream at his usual time later on this afternoon, apparently. Apparently someone called Goggle Pop is here as well. Hello. Great name. Love to hear it. How you doing? So all I need to do is tip this into here. This also has a little bit of a weigh bridge on the front end of it. So we'll just stop about there. Weigh the axle weight. Back we go. So what is everybody doing out there as you're watching this? Are you currently about to go out to work? Are you having the Sunday off there? Is anyone sitting in the tractor at the moment as you watch? Do the axle weight again, there's the tire weight, and then we're off. Do let us know down below so Sim can see what we're doing. Love to hear how that's all coming along. Love to hear people are watching whilst they're out in the tractor seat somewhere. I think that's always pretty cool. I know I watch all sorts when I'm in the field doing field work. I'll try to watch as much as I can. Just cruise on down. Your granddad, you once had a tractor called Betsy. I love to hear it, Not Lad. That's awesome. I don't think my granddad named any of his. I'm not sure. Some of them were kept in good condition, some of them not so much. As you'll remember, if you haven't seen it, go back and check out the very first episode that we brought in. It's funny, this was supposed to be when SFTN first contacted me. We were going to do like about a 4 or 5 part series here. I met him through a mutual friend, and we were having a discussion at a party about what I was doing, and he mentioned that he'd be interested in kind of vlogging it for me, and we agreed to do it then. It was going to be a 4 or 5 part series, maybe 10 episodes at best. But it seems that you guys really enjoyed it and really jumped on it, so we kept going really. And if you go back and watch the very first episode, the farm was a bit of a mess. Scott Sim has said no, he was fine, just got a bit wet. No damage on his end, which is always good to hear. Goggle Pop's getting a new PS5. That's awesome news. Yeah, Sim told me I think he's getting an Xbox this week. That could be pretty cool. There are 40 people here sitting watching and listening to me as I sit in my seat. Thank you ever so much, everyone. Really do appreciate your participation and your support here. It's fantastic. If you haven't done so and you are new to his channel, Sim asks if you take the thumbs up button, because apparently that helps things. And come and join in by subscribing to see more of where we're at and what happens. We got Jarhead here. What's up, my man? Sim says, how you doing? As do I. Hope all is well. Oh, Goggles just finished a huge alfalfa harvest. How did it go? How was your yield? So we've currently got here as well, I should probably mention, we've got a lot of fodder that we don't need. So, for example, these bales, there's silage bales what we could maybe keep hold of. The pigs will have those at the push. We've got a lot of straw and a lot of hay that we're looking to get rid of as well at some point. So if you're a buyer, if you're looking for some straw, my bales fell over in here. That was less than ideal. Gonna take some restacking, I know that. But we'll probably just leave it until we have to pull them out of there. But yeah, if you do need anything like that, do let us know. Okay, look at that tractor. Oh, just look beautiful. We're doing well, Jarhead. Yeah, we're doing very well. Thanks for asking. Okay, so Yeah, I'm gonna have to get on the phone on the blower with the dealers about that shredder. That's not the right one, unfortunately. See what we can do about that. I'll park you here for now. Not Lad Sim says that's awesome. Good luck with it. Hope everything goes well with that. Sounds really cool. Okay, so I need to have a sort of some of my spikes here. We've somehow accumulated a lot of spikes that are the same, but different, but slightly the same. So we need to have a look into that. We'll figure that one out as and when we need to. A lot of those are from our old front loaders. If you remember, we had the old Fiat 150, which had a loader on there as well. So yeah, all sorts happening there. But for right now, I think the pig's looking okay. We'll just park this into here. Always try and keep the yard looking tidy-ish. Left my lights on. Alex, well done. Always do that. Apparently Mark's in the house. What's going on, Mark? How you doing there today? So what we'll do, Sim asked me to keep this going for about an hour. So we've got about 20 minutes left. Which means we're going to have a walk over the field. We're going to have a look into some of our back 40 here. And we'll have a quick look at what that looks like and how everything's coming along. And then we got left the Massey out in the field there. We're going to pick it straight up. We're going to carry on with the drilling. Grass is just growing everywhere at the moment. We're in early autumn at the moment, and it's flying along. But yeah, we are now this field. For anyone who hasn't seen either, we've done an awful lot of work in here. This was one big field, but I felt it was just a bit too big. So what we're doing is we planted a lot of hedgerows. These hedge saplings are slowly growing now, actually. Well, they've probably gained about a foot in height and the width actually as well since we took it over, since we planted them. So here's our hedgerows. We've got now 5 little fields actually, in this little plot. What we are going to be doing this winter is doing a little bit more work around the tracks. I'm going to squeeze through there. So we need to put a proper stone track up here, and then also something of the equivalent along there. You'll see that we didn't actually drill all this width here, because we want to put a track in so we can get to that field. And because my equipment's not the biggest there, I felt it would be more appropriate to do this. We put a grass virgin up here as well, so even if we have a track, we've still got a 3 meter boundary. That's technically it's a drill width, so it'll be a 5 meter boundary. So yeah, we're going to... I think it works a bit better. It also brings in a bit more, brings back in, we're reintroducing hedgerows, whereas, you know, a lot of industrial farming these days actually remove hedgerows, but not here. We're taking a lot of, putting a lot in, which has been really, really good to see. And it leaves us with different sized fields here. This land, we've had a lot of work done recently with our agronomists. They've done a lot of field testing. So we put a lot of lime across all of these in the, we'll be back in the spring. Which was interesting to see. So now we've got our drill here, which is also drilling. It is a it's dual application really. So it puts fertilizer in with the seed. So really does help out there. So that's what we're getting on with. We're putting rye into here this year. So hopefully in a year's time we'll have sufficient tonnage that we can actually start to make a. Well, I say we make, but someone can make a hefty amount of beer for somebody, which would be pretty cool, and whiskey. Yeah, Mark, we're doing very well, thanks. I hope you are having a great Sunday. But yeah, so that's the plan here, as you can see. Up in the top corner there was a bit of a weird shape, so we kind of put some more trees and hedgerows in there and just kind of filled it out, which is good. We have a little bit of a look over here as well. Like I say, I just want to be able to make it a little bit more manageable here, and I think having hedgerows in as well for the birds in the winter is always great there, keeping the insects as well with a habitat to live in. We're going to make this little tree in the middle. Other farmers, a bit larger farmers, may have chopped that down there with a view to, you know, making this one giant field. But no, I wanted to keep it. I wanted to kind of build up and encourage further growth. So we've done exactly that, really. And it's starting to really come on, which is looking good. And then this field here is more of the field grass again. It's got a bit of a weed control problem in there. We might have to look at jump over that little sapling. Have to come into here with a broadleaf herbicide maybe, just to kind of kill all those down there. But we can definitely do that. Apparently Sandra's here. Hello Sandra, how are you today? Hope all is going well. And yeah, so ultimately I'm really pleased with it. I think we'll see how we get on. And what we'll go and do right now is just jump on into our Massey here. Where we can get pushing through here. So So like I say, we're putting Ryan to here. As I mentioned, I think it was Ghoul who was asking earlier on, the Massey is looking good. We haven't done much from that physical appearance since we bought it off you, but mechanically it's looking all good. It's ticking along. We stuck some wider tires onto it. So we're now using some flotations on the back there as well. But yeah, ultimately it's a good rig. We just need to. I want to spend. I was actually watching a Farmer Phil video from his quiet time over the winter, and he's restoring. I think it's a 6270, and we want to do the same with this. Really, touch up a bit of the body paneling. Really, it's not in the best of shapes. Touch up the interior needs to have a bit of a work on it, a bit of a work over and a respray. So yeah, lots of little things like that need to be done, but we'll get it. Nikki Maloney is here. Hello, Nikki. Sim says hello. How are you today? We're just going to start up and let it tick over for a bit. It does have a straight pipe onto it, and just listen. Listen to the noise of this thing. Absolutely incredible. And here is our 5-meter drill. It's sufficiently big enough for what we need. It's obviously a Caverland Accord there. And it allows us to really get cracking along. We do have a very primitive form of GPS on here, which we'll be looking to use right about now. We'll just fire it up as well. There you go. Usually we do have a front press that we could stick onto the front of this tractor, but to be honest, we don't really need it today. This land's been worked over once already. It's in fine shape. Okay, there goes our GPS. Not lads, Grandad has a 7810 John Deere and an 8970. Ooh, nice. And also a big old Ford. That's a great little setup. Down goes the drill. And away we go again. I love this field. Nice long passes in it as well. Can really book on up, which is lovely to get through it. I'll show you what I mean by the odd little corner up here. In this field that we're coming up to, we actually baled hay earlier on in the year. That was nice to have done. But yeah, this will really be the last of the ground that we like I say, last of the rye that we're drilling in. We've got one more field of wheat to stick in here at some point as well. Ooh, apparently Irish Farming William has joined in there. He is a member of Sim's channel, so he says hello and welcome. And usually he would say he's going to send it for you, but you have to wait until later on for that one. Apparently, I don't know what that means. As I was saying, for anyone who's just joined in, Sim's regular streams will be coming up later on in the day there. I think he said he's aiming for 7 o'clock in the afternoon again. Keep an eye out for that one. Always good fun. I've seen a couple of those from time to time, and he seems to have some good fun there. There might be, apparently he mentioned, there might be some major news coming on the mega farm, whatever that is. Stay tuned for that. Okay, so now what we're doing with this, because we don't have, you know, Green Star GPS or anything like that, the GPS is only just controlling the direction. It isn't linked to there's no computer integration with the drill. So the old computer on the drill here functions in a slightly different way, whereby it recognizes when the drill is lifted up and down. So that controls when my things like when my tram line's going, for example, because I'm using a 20-meter drill as well, or 5-meter drill. My tram lines are going in every 20 meters. Now, fortunately, I can control section control on the new sprayer that we have, so that's lucky, because I've got 24-meter sprayer. So 24 and 20 don't really go into each other, so that's what we have to be. We've got to be a little bit smarter there, but it works. It does what we need to do. Oh, we've got someone watching from Australia apparently. Hello, David Zebel. I hope you're doing very well, my friend. Sim says hello. It's great to have you here. Thank you very much for watching. We've got 50 people watching at the moment, which is fantastic. On behalf of Sim, I would like to say thank you very much. If you haven't done so, do subscribe to his channel. He put some great work in there. It allows me to do my bits and pieces here. And make sure you hit that like button for the stream. It would be fantastic to get 50 likes as well if we could. I'll pass that one on, Elite. Okay, and lift up again. Yeah, I would love to get, with this Massey, I would love to kind of take an example from Grassmen. You know, they always pick up old tractors there and refurbish them to their former glory. I'd love to do that with this, make this a shining example. I think would be just brilliant to see. Really, really would. Shouldn't be too difficult, really, I don't think. Go. We got James here apparently as well. Welcome along, James. How you doing? Okay. Yeah, the great thing about the machinery that we do have, you know, we're trying to build up more land here. Of course, we want to try and get a little bit bigger. Waiting eagerly to see what happens actually with a couple of bits of land over the far side. There's a farm that looked like they may be starting to kind of downscale a bit, so I'm keeping an eye on that one. But we'll wait and see what happens. But the great news is with the machinery that we do have, we can afford to... Oh, got a little bit of a loss of grip there. We can afford to upscale, really. You know, we can take on a lot more capacity. Oh, sliding. Get the diffs in. Oh, no, that didn't help at all. Diffs are already in. And if we can do that, then that would be great, because it'll allow us to really kind of spread our input costs across more acres, which is always what everybody wants to try and do. Well, that was of course it'll be the road that the ridge markers were down for the tram lines that look absolutely horrific. Good luck spraying with that one. It sounds incredible. It really, really does. And I don't really think you could do much more than what we're doing with it in terms of workload. You know, I don't think it could pull anything bigger. It's a big tractor, but a huge tractor when it first came out. What we're looking like 145, 150 horsepower. But I don't think it could do, you know, by modern day standards, it's not very big these days. Yeah, James, we're doing very well, thank you. Great to have you on board. Thank you very much for coming on in. Sim says hello as well. Hope all is good. It's going to be another beautiful day here at Six Ashes. To give you an idea of where we are in the country here, we're not far outside of Birmingham. If you were to take off from Birmingham Airport in a plane, you're probably only about 15 minutes away in a small plane. That would be. We quite often have a lot of small little flights happening or in and around the area. So if I've got a little bit of a sticking hydraulic valve there, it seems. Sometimes they're just not up as quickly as one would like. There you go. Not loud. You should. I would typically treat that like I would a grass field. So get on with the mowers there, and you should be just fine. Yeah, a good baler. Apparently, Sim says you've been pulling a Heston with that ghoul. Yeah, this would be great on a big baler. Not that I have a need for one of those, but you never know. That'll be really good to see, actually. All right, what we'll probably do actually is just we won't get this all done with one tank, I don't think. So we'll take this back. We'll do everything but the headlands, and we'll take it back down to the bottom. One thing to be careful of, this, even when this drill's folded up, it does seem to stick out quite a bit. You gotta be quite careful about that. Oh, apparently I gotta say thank you to Harry Milner, who's very generously donated £2. Harry, thank you very much. Sim says if you're around in the mainstream there, you're just gonna send it. Thank you very much for that. That's very generous of you. Okay. You can see kind of where we were up to the other night there, because working over the soil, the moisture's on the top of the soil. Not looking too bad. I really like the idea of looking at direct drilling here a little bit more, and without even doing any kind of cultivation work. It really does start to appeal to me, but we'll see what that looks like moving forward. There you go, Massey. Lift up. Thank you very much. Okay, and then we'll drop this down here. Yeah, like I say, we'll do one more pass on the way back down, and we'll go and take this back down the field there. We will just need another couple of bags of seed, just so we can guarantee we can get through. And hey, that might be a great place for us to leave this, I think. But yeah, this is just a little bit of an insight into what we do, a day in the life, really, if you will. Plenty of work for us to do, always. Things don't always go to plan, as you can see. You know, that I wanted to use the straw chopper this morning there, but I don't know quite how they messed up with that, but that's something I need to look into. And we'll figure out how we can fix that one. But yeah, it's just all some little things like that, really. Okay, that's the last pass in there with the tram line. That one went in straight, at least. Okay. Really impressed with actually how this all worked over. This was just plowed and then had a quick pass over with a cultivator, and it looks superb. Not lad, great question. Sim was telling me earlier that the next stream is going to be at his regular time this afternoon for him. It's going to be about 7 p.m. GMT, or if you're watching from on the East Coast in the States there, it's going to be about 2 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, he'll be back to regular schedule then. So yeah, if you do enjoy his content, make sure you stick around for that one. Okay, let's squeeze through here. These gates aren't very weak. Ooh, there you go. So yeah, you can see I want to make this bit of track that I'm driving down now, and then we'll have a grass border there, which I think will work very nicely. And I think that'll be a good plan. So that'll still allow us to kind of keep the nature kind of corridor in there, really. A bit more protection. We might even put a wildflower mix into there. Not allowed, yes, it will be. That's the plan, yeah. 7 p.m. UK, GMT time, and then it will be 2 p.m. Eastern is his current schedule. So keep an eye out for that one. But yeah. Apparently, Blood Raven says, I hope you're wearing seatbelts always. Safety first. Let's just unload that. Unfold that so we can get the Merlot in now. Put the forks on. Oh, what a beast. And we'll get that filled up. A few more seeds, pallets of seed to go in there, and we're looking all good. All right, handy. Beautiful day here. Really love working around here. That's pretty much it, really. That's just a day in the life of everything that we're doing here. You know, it's how I fill my days, cracking on a few different plates spinning at the same time. Got some old bits of kit that are going away to an auction. And then we've got, yeah, a few other bits and pieces to do as well. But ultimately, that's just about it. We'll have to shift this out of the way so we can get into the seed again. No, in fact, you know what? We'll just take this. Use this whilst we can. There you go. Nice, powerful little load of this. Surprisingly so, actually. It really is. We don't need too much in here to finish off, so we'll probably just take that top pallet. I'll do it. It's funny because I still have small 100-weight bags of seed here, but my fertilizer comes in giant 1-ton bags that you can't even begin to shift. So it's a big change up, that's for sure. Not lads away, apparently. Thank you very much for watching, buddy. We'll see you later on. If we ever do this again, we'll see you then. Thanks very much for watching. But yeah, what we'll do is just kind of leave this level with the side of the platform without hitting any of the drill. That would be great, Alex. Good to hear, Ghoul. Thank you very much. All right, folks. Well, we're going to get this loaded up, and I think this will be a great time for me to leave it here and pass it back on over to Sim, who's going to wrap everything up. I hope you have enjoyed. This has been like an hour of me just getting on with my day here this morning. If you have, please do hit that like button. Show some support for Sim. That'll be great to see. I really do appreciate you all hanging with me this morning. It's been great to kind of show you around. We may well do this again one day. Might try and make it a regular thing. Who knows? But until next time, I have been Alex. This has been a Saving Grandad's Farm live stream. And we'll see you in the next one. Till then, though, folks, stay safe. Enjoy what you're doing out there. And we'll catch you all in the next one. See you later.